Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Ultra League. We are going to be featuring the Obstagoon with Swampert and the Giratina. So let's see how this team works out. We get swapped into with the Golisopod, a lot of Golisopods right now, as it is a generally pretty safe switch. It is going to be doing most of its damage with the charge move, so we are able to stay in here and kind of just do some neutral Night Slashes. The thing about Golisopod is we do have a great matchup with the Giratina, and we get a little bit of a boost there, which is nice, but the Giratina does better against this Golisopod, but we want this Giratina to potentially farm down this Golisopod because we don't have to worry about any of its charge moves. So looks like the Golisopod goes for the X-Scissor here, and then they reveal that they have the Steelix. So luckily for us, the Swampert is really good against their Steelix and their Ampharos. So that was a decent decision by us to stay in with the Obstagoon and not use the not get locked out when we got switched. So here we go. This is 2-shield Swampert situation versus the Steelix. We are able to switch out eventually so that we can reset the debuffs happening right now. We do get the first shield, which is nice, and because the breaking swipes aren't stab, we are able to survive this next one, I believe, and then we're going to switch out. So we have energy bank on our Swampert, but we also have energy with our Giratina. Let's see if we can end this on a good note. We're going to be going for these Shadow Sneaks here. These Shadow Sneaks do, I don't know, like 5% damage. Not super hard-hitting moves, but it is getting this Onyx, or it is getting this Steelix low enough to where they have to worry about using some energy. So we're going to go for this Hydro Cannon here. This is guarantee a shield, and then because we already have a shield, we're going to shield this next one here, and now it's just a race, and we actually get to it. So GG's to our opponent right there. Luckily for us, we are able to get to this Hydro Cannon to take out that Steelix. Close game, and I would say Steelix in Ultra League is kind of tricky to play around with because of the debuffs that are happening, but also depending on what you have, it could be able to just like farm you down. So let's see if we can wiggle out of another situation here. We have the Cobalion versus the Giratina. Generally a pretty good matchup for the Giratina, as long as we throw on optimal timing. So we're going to be throwing these Shadow Sneaks right before they get to their move, and they should only really be going for Stone Edges. No reason to be going for Sacred Swords here. Here we're going to be throwing the Shadow Sneak here. Let's see if they shield. They don't shield, so we do maintain alignment, and they actually end up showing that they have the Giratina. So kind of a better situation for us, as even though we do get farmed down, we are going to be able to come in with our Obstagoon. This Obstagoon doesn't have to worry about any of the charge moves. Dragon Claw tickles, but it doesn't quite do a lot of damage, and we are going to be resisting the fast move. So this is a situation where we have to do some chip damage. We're going to go, because we already have energy with this Obstagoon, so we're going to stay in, throw the first Hydro Cannon, wait for them to throw a move, then we switch out. So now we both have 2 shields, and we have the health advantage, but they have the energy advantage. So let's see who can execute this end game better. We are going to be throwing the Hydro Cannon bait. Our opponent ends up shielding. I guess it's not a... it is a bait at the point, because I don't think that one Hydro Cannon would take it out. It's actually close. I'm not exactly sure, actually. So we're going to go for this Earthquake here. This Earthquake is going to do huge damage towards this Giratina. They didn't believe that we would go for it, so we do take it out. Whatever energy that the Giratina have is gone. And now it's just a matter of throwing this Hydro Cannon here, getting this last shield. Because we're at another Hydro Cannon, I believe we're going to CMP tie here. No, we're not quite CMP, but luckily for us, we are able to have 2 Hydro Cannons to take out this Swampert. So GG's to our opponent right there. We were able to wiggle out of that situation. If we had switched Swampert when they switched into Swampert, we would have probably lost, because the opposing Swampert would have had a energy advantage on us. And so, well played by us here. Not a great situation for us. We're going to switch out. We get counter swapped into a Greedent. This is going to be a tough situation for our team here. This Greedent is going to be able to throw crunches at us, super effective crunches. It does get the debuff, so even better situation for them. We're not doing super effective fast moves. We're only going to be able to do neutral Dragon Claws towards this Greedent. This Greedent is going to be able to throw another crunch. it will not KO, but it will do good enough damage. So we're going to be throwing an optimal timing here. This Dragon Claw is just going to chip away at this Greedent. Ultra Greedent, actually pretty decent as far as bulkiness. So they go for the Body Slam bait right there. Doesn't quite take it out. So we go for the Dragon Claw chip damage, and we actually die on a move. So that's like perfectly ideal for our opponent to farm us down, and we die on a move. So here we're going to have to immediately counter swap. They actually stay in. This Poliwrath is running Submission. I believe Submission is a legacy move, so pretty interesting moveset by my opponent here. We're going to go for the Earthquake. Our opponent does not want to mess around. They actually shield that. We actually shield the next Submission. Now we're going to go for the next Earthquake here. This Earthquake does not get shielded, but it does a good amount of damage. But regardless, this is going to be a losing game here, as it is able to do a lot of neutral damage. This situation here, because we don't have a shield, doesn't look great for us. If we had a shield, maybe we would have a chance. So our opponent ends up going for the Acid Spray, which makes sense because now they can start debuffing us, and their Poison Jab fast moves are doing most of the damage. This Night Slash doesn't quite KO, so that is for sure GG's now. If we're not going to be able to take out this Kanto Muck with the Obstagoon, we have no chance to win it back. So GG's to our opponent. On to the next one here. The next game here, we're gonna see a Dragonite versus the Obstagoon. Kind of a weird situation, because on the one hand, we are going to be able to get to the moves faster than they are. On the other hand, they are going to be resisting our fast moves. So we did call this superpower. It does get debuffed, so we go for another Night Slasher. Either it's going to KO or we're going to get this next shield. Perfect. And then now we're just going to let this go, because we aren't going to be able to outpace it anymore. And we are able to farm down with Giratina, so that was a pretty bonus for us. Our opponent ends up bringing the Cresselia. This Cresselia doesn't have a great matchup against this Giratina, considering it needs to get to 2 Moonblast plus. I have the energy advantage, so this tells us they are really weak to this Giratina in the back. Okay, it looks like the weakness was the Kanto Muck. It would have been like neutral against our Giratina, considering it has the Dark Pulse, but luckily for us, we do have the Swampert in the back. The Swampert is going to be able to take care of this Kanto Muck. We go for the Earthquake to force out a shield or KO, and now we're just going to be able to shield here and farm up some energy and throw this Earthquake right before they get to another move. Perfect. This is going to be able to KO, and now we're going to have some residual energy to throw back at this Cresselia. Oh, we actually catch the move. Sorry, we don't catch the move. We actually save the move, and we come in with our Giratina to force them to use Moonblast. They have to throw Moonblast to take out this Giratina. Looks like they do a little bit of an undercharge there. So we are able to get to another Dragon Claw. And now this is GG's, because Swampert wins CMP versus Cresselia, and we're able to get to this next Hydro Cannon for the KO. GG's to our opponent right there. Swampert coming in clutch towards the back right there. One more game, I believe. Let's see if we can end up strong. This team here, if you do have the Giratina, I believe it's a little bit more affordable as far as cost-wise, resources-wise. Swampert and Obstagoon don't necessarily have to be XL, so at least you have that going for you if you are going to try to build this team. Here, we're going to stay in because we know that this Shadow Swampert probably doesn't want to see these Night Slashes go through. Plus, it is a Shadow, so we force out the switch out, which is pretty much the goal here. And we actually switch into our Giratina versus this Charizard. It is able to throw super effective Dragon Claws, but it's not Shadow, so it doesn't do quite as much. So we're going to allow 2 Dragon Claws to go through. We're going to overfarm a little bit to act like we have the Ancient Powers. Let's see if our opponent ends up shielding. No shield from our opponent, so now they know we don't have Ancient Power probably. We're going to go for the back-to-back Dragon Claws, and unfortunately for us, they just didn't believe. They did not believe we had the Ancient Power, so we are able to just let it go, farm down with the Obstagoon. Now we have energy to throw back towards this Swampert. They let the first one go. Because we had a lot of energy, we're going to throw back-to-back, force out a shield, and now our opponent ends up throwing the move. So that was actually a great use of our Obstagoon. Here we're going to come in with our Swampert. We're going to basically let them throw a move. Okay, they actually don't throw the move. They try to catch a Hydro. That end game right there, we were just trying to one-show farm down. And luckily for us, we were able to get to the move there. So GG's to our opponent right there. Let us know about this team if you can make it. And let us know if you enjoyed the video.